అందరికీ నమస్కారం. SBR టాక్స్ ఛానల్ స్వాగతం. మిత్రులారా, అందరి తల్లిదండ్రులు కూడా తమ పిల్లల్ని సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా తీర్చిదిద్దాలనేటువంటి కళ ఉంటుంది. అది మంచిదే కూడా. కానీ మనం పిల్లల్ని సక్సెస్ఫుల్ చేయాలనే ఉద్దేశంతో చాలా సందర్భాల్లో వాళ్ళకు నష్టాన్ని కలిగేస్తున్నాం. ముఖ్యంగా జీవితంలోని అనేక పార్శ్వాల్ని మనము స్పృశించకుండా కేవలం టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్, రీడింగ్, రైటింగ్, మార్క్స్, ర్యాంక్స్, రిజల్ట్స్ వీటి మీదనే టూ మచ్ ఫోకస్ పెట్టడం వల్ల స్టూడెంట్స్కి ఎలాంటి నష్టం జరుగుతుంది. నిజంగా మన పిల్లల్ని ఈవెన్ అకాడమికల్గా కూడా ఎంత బెటర్గా చేయాలి, లైఫ్ స్కిల్స్ ఎట్లా మనకు ఇన్కల్కేట్ చేయాలి అనేటువంటి విషయం మీద మనం ఈరోజు గెస్ట్తో మాట్లాడదాం. వారు అవిభవ్ శర్మ గారు. వారు JEE అడ్వాన్స్లో 162 ర్యాంక్ సాధించారు. ఫిజిక్స్లో ఆల్ ఇండియా ఫస్ట్ 146. సివిల్ సర్వీసెస్లో ఫిజిక్స్ ఆప్షన్ తీసుకున్నారు. ఇంటర్వ్యూ వరకు వెళ్ళారు. HFTలో అత్యున్నతమైన హయ్యెస్ట్ పేయింగ్ జాబ్ అనేది ఇండియాలో HFTలో కొంతకాలం పనిచేశారు. తన అంతర్వాణి మేరకు వారు ప్రస్తుతము టీచింగ్ ఎన్నుకొని మాదాపూర్ అండ్ KPHB ఉన్నటువంటి మాడ్యులస్లో ఫిజిక్స్ ఫ్యాకల్టీగా పనిచేస్తున్నారు. చాలామంది స్టూడెంట్స్కి చాలా ప్రీతిపాత్రమైనటువంటి ఫ్యాకల్టీ, చాలా సమగ్రమైన అవగాహన వ్యక్తి తోటి మాట్లాడి మనం అసలు రైట్ అకాడమిక్స్ ఎట్లా ఉండాలి, మనం చేస్తున్నది సరైనది అనే విషయాన్ని తెలుసుకుందాం. నమస్తే సార్.
నమస్తే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
సార్, యూ మైట్ బి అబ్జర్వింగ్ దిస్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ స్టేయింగ్ సిన్స్ 1-2 years in Hyderabad. Previously, probably your education might be little different if you compare to Telugu states. Of course, in Indore, your native place Indore and Delhi, also coaching is there. But to some extent, I think holistic education is also there. Kendriya Vidyalayas and some good CBSE schools, missionary schools. They are giving some holistic education. I don't know exactly. But in Telugu states, maximum parents are preferring these coaching model schools like Srichaitanya, Narayana, Fiji, Basham. That these are like so many schools came. Apartmental schools, there is no sports or something life skills. Maximum emphasizing on maths, physics, chemistry most of the times. In most of the cases, students are studying and +1, +2 syllabus in 8th class, 9th class itself. So much of textbooks, exams, marks, writing that, this, homework, so much of mess is happening. Parents are encouraging that they are thinking this will give so much of enhancement or so much of good results in the future. They are believing that. So, as a successful achiever, what do you think, sir?
Sir, it's very sad to think about such a education system, especially to a very young aged kid, because when people are anyway, people always require holistic development in all walks of life, but especially when a person is very young, when he is in the making, he or she needs that holistic development even more. He needs to be exposed to all walks of life in that particular age group. But what is actually happening is that people are only focusing, especially these coaching centers and this residential coaching model, they are only focusing on a few 2 or 3 subjects, so that eventually after
that too not in a logical way,
not in a logical way, that rote learning kind of a way, that you just need to practice this much and just memorize this formula, memorize this concept, and this is how it is applied, and you will get the result, and eventually you will become successful in life. Sadly, that is not how life works, sir. What life actually demands out of you is a lot of strength, a lot of knowledge, a lot of patience, emotional quotient, intelligence quotient, knowledge. Every single thing is required to become
to understand the world.
To understand the world in every which way, to understand history also, to understand psychology also, philosophy also, spirituality also, science also, every single thing. Only then can you claim that yes, I have truly understood life in the most profound sense. But the current education system, especially in these states, as you mentioned, is not really focused on this holistic kind of understanding of life. It is only focusing on one particular exam. That examination is called JEE, and they are focusing on only cracking that exam with a good rank. And people are just going after these examinations, not because the sad part is they are not even studying physics, chemistry, maths because they like physics, chemistry, maths. They are studying these subjects because they want to get some rank, because they want
They were
to get
imposed, even not
them
like that.
imposed. Students have not decided that they actually
Not
want
there
to,
by choice.
not there by choice. That is by a force, and that force is to, because eventually you should become successful and earn a lot of money. This is a very sad model, sir. I feel that this.
Actually, even though if they learn at least MPC also in the right way, very experimental way,
Yeah.
Very problem solving way,
Yeah.
and a way like that, very scientific way.
Very scientific.
So if they learn at least, they could have get benefited to some extent.
Exactly.
They learning all practicing by heading formulas, practicing hundreds of questions. What they will get? They will not use laboratories.
Yeah.
There is no innovation, creativity. There is no group discussion, and there is no the exploring the new ideas.
New ideas, coming up with new ideas, out of the box thinking.
Out of the box thinking, nothing is there. Only practicing. So at least okay, it's fine. You are spending too much on maths, physics, chemistry. That is also good. Some areas, if really student is interested, and if they are learning right way. So as a topper of physics IIT and as a civil service aspirant with physics, what do you think? What is the right way of learning maths, physics, chemistry, sir?
Sir, there is only one way of learning any subject, whether it is chemistry, physics, or whatever. That way is through genuine curiosity about the subject and asking very fundamental question and not accepting the thing that is being told just as a matter of faith or belief. If some concept or some formula is being told to you, whether it is being told in chemistry or maths or physics, your job as a student, as a thinking mind, is to ask, why is this formula correct? How did the person who came up with this formula actually came up with this formula? Where did this come from? What is the proof? What is the application of this thing in the real life? When you are approaching every single concept in this manner,
the derivation of the formula,
application of this formula, what is this, the importance of this particular formula in real life? I was explaining, I was having a class on fluid mechanics a few days ago. There is I'll give you an example. There is a theorem called Bernoulli's theorem. This small theorem, if I just tell the people that this is a small Bernoulli's theorem and this is the basic mathematical formula for it, they will not understand anything. But if I tell them that this same Bernoulli's principle and this theorem is being applied in flights, aircrafts. This chair, when it goes up and comes down, it works on this principle. Then people start understanding the importance of these theorems and this mathematical things in real life. So students should not blindly gain knowledge and just implement that knowledge to solve some problems. That is actually, you are going against science only. Science is not a field for blind faith and blind following. It is actually a field which asks questions, which tries to answer the scientific way, rational way, logical way. But if you are not applying your logic and rationality in learning science also, then the purpose is defeated. So the first thing that students should do is start reading and understanding every single subject in a scientific manner, especially science. At least start understanding science in a scientific manner. Start asking questions, start demanding the real application part of that question. Where is this applied in the real life? How did Newton come up with this law of gravity? Let me tell that. Let me know the basic mindset of Newton. How did he, starting from nothing, from scratch, he came up with this idea? How? Because from that he will also learn how to think new things. Sir, with the advent of AI and this whole artificial intelligence and machine learning thing, the thing that students are being trained today is anyway going to be taken up by AI. You enter any all
routine work,
even
the decisions also to some extent.
To some extent, any decision which is purely based on some data that will be taken better by machine, because machine know how to analyze all given data and it will give you
only. It may not do some innovation.
It cannot think new, because this AI thing is
new also based on the previous inferences only.
Yeah, it is being trained on the previous data. It can never think something out of the box, something new which the machine has never seen. But a student can think, because student has that ability of because student does not have artificial intelligence. He has the real intelligence. He can think out of the box. He can think new. how
human intelligence.
Human intelligence. How to think new, how to even think. I would say, because when you are just believing in some formula and applying it, this is not actually thinking. Also, there is no act of thinking involved.
That is also machine can do it, na?
Exactly, machine. A calculator, a machine can do the exact same thing, and it is not thinking. It is just applying some algorithm.
That abstract thinking should be developed.
Abstract thinking. How deep thinking, deep analysis of the topic in hand needs to be done, at least to start off. That is the basic thing that people require, the mindset required by students to at least begin learning a new subject.
So how do you think about the mathematics or mathematics? What everyone is doing. So same as you said, by hearting a formula and applying it in many questions.
Yeah.
So there is a procedural learning actually.
Yeah.
So in your school days, or when you are pursuing intermediate, how was your preparation?
Sir, actually, to be very honest, schooling system or coaching system usually have been like this only. It's not that I am coming from some great school which gave me these ideas and which gave me this actual curiosity about subjects and all that. That is the sad part, that the modern education system, the schooling system, the college system focuses a lot on ranks and grades and all that. What I feel is, instead of depending on the system, student has to take the responsibility to start learning the things by himself very correctly, in a very proper manner. Again, when the place where I am coming from, my school, at least what has happened in the last 1 decade is that the education has become even more commercialized. That same system has become even more mechanical. At my time, the system was at least less mechanical.
Technology increased and school education standards were reduced.
Technology became more smarter, but people became more redundant and rote learning, inclined towards rote learning. So again, I would never suggest people to rely too much on systems, because system is a mechanical model only. There will be some classroom, there will be some teacher, he'll come and he'll go and he'll teach you some subject. It is your responsibility as a student to start asking questions, to start thinking deep. If the teacher is able to answer that question to you, well and good. But if the teacher is not able to answer that, it is your responsibility to now go outside and ask and to demand that answer out of books, out of internet. Today we have this internet technology, which is such a great tool for gaining knowledge and gaining understanding of life also. So change your perspective. Do not just focus purely towards mechanical, getting some rank, some grade. Start understanding subjects in a very deeper manner. That is the thing that is required by students also, in system also.
At least in the era of artificial intelligence, completely the learning methods, the pedagogy should be completely changed. It
should not be totally focused on completing this particular syllabus and getting solving some question and getting some final result. It should be focused on what did you learn out of this, what new can you think about this. This is the thing that is still unanswered in this particular
routine
field.
Practice should be replaced by innovation and creation.
By thinking something new, creativity, implementing it, making it into a practical model. If there is
practicing 10 questions in very independent thinking, in more innovation way, will give you better result than practicing 100 questions in more routine way.
In the routine way, in the rote learning way. I can give you one question and I can say that this is the derivation and write it 10 times. That will not add any value.
It's old, it's outdated.
But I can give you this same derivation and I can ask you, try to think one new method which is not this method, and still arriving at the same formula.
That will add the value.
That will add some value. That okay, I need to arrive at the same formula but not in this manner. What else can I think about? What else can I do? That will push them towards new innovation, towards thinking something new, from out of the box thinking. All these things are very needed, because this AI
in corporate it became very famous. Think out of the box.
Think out of the box. So out of the box thinking is only possible at the later stage in life, when you have been doing this across your childhood. Suddenly, after 25 years of your life, if someone comes and tells you, I want some new idea, how will that person give you a new idea? He has never thought anything new. So training people, training our students, training our kids to think out of the box is also very important in today's education system, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Had a great interviews.
Thank you, sir.
And once again we will meet and we will discuss so many other things also.
Always.
Dhanyavad. Bharat Mata Ki Jai.